Alford.
I'm John Alford.
We are presenting
The Punic Wars, a triumph
or a tragedy or both. I'm Madonna Catanethia, daughter of Emilio. You've never heard of me. I'm a forgotten witness of ancient times. I'm a noble woman of the mighty Carthaginian Empire, rulers of North Africa. Our land covered the north of Egypt to the center of Spain. We're considered one of the richest cities of our time, with over 400,000 people. Our total empire totaled 4 million. We were founded by Queen Dido, our strong noble ruler, in 814 BCE.
I'm Aretius, son of Tacitus Gallus. I too am a forgotten witness of ancient times. I'm a legionary of the Roman Republic, the ranking of Centurion. I command 100 men on land. On the sea, I'm Centuriae, the captain of the ship when in battle. Like a good Centuriae, I lead in front of the shield wall.
Fantastic! I'm narcissist, like all the other Romans. What if you're a public? Murderer, what land did you possess? Or steal? How many people did you...
Silence yourself, woman, akin to the details of the palace of the Roman Republic. I don't need prompting from some Carthaginian scum. As I was saying before, so rudely interrupted by an African rat, the Roman Republic was a shining star of the dark world. It brought civility, culture, structure to the chaotic land around us. A beacon of hope. We ruled from the blue of Italy and started expansion to Gaul and Africa. We were a people of 4 million. One day become an empire of 90 million. Happy now, wench?
Barbarian. To truly understand us, we must explore the Punic Wars. 120 years of conflict between two nations. It all began with the Carthaginian triumph, the capture of Sicily, a formidable port to control the Mediterranean Sea. Our powerful navy was unstoppable.
Yes, you did start the war well, but we Romans always prevail. At the beginning of the war, we did not establish a navy. If our land armies were good enough, I admit, we were wrong. In 2 months, created hundreds of warships. Take it a step further, we created the Corvus. Corvus was a hinged bridge that would attach the enemy's warship. We brought the land to the sea.
Oh, the Corvus was dangerous and stupid. You phased it out shortly after its conception.
It worked well enough to kick you off the island.
We left a treaty. Our 20 years of control was quite enough to accomplish our goals.
Did you choose to pay us a war fine every year? If I remember correctly, we dictated the terms of surrender. Oh, I mean treaty.
Yes, it's true. The greedy Romans were not just satisfied with having the land, they had to punish us for 20 years. But that all changed when Hannibal Barca, the greatest general of all time, attacked Saguntum. We were no longer going to give to those evil Romans.
This marks the beginning of the Second Punic War.
Hannibal prepared a vast army of 50,000 infantry, 9,000 cavalry, and 37 magnificent war elephants. The Romans expected him to attack from Sicily and sent their reinforcements to the wrong location. Hannibal took his army through the back door of Italy, through the Alps, in a lightning-paced assault.
And in doing so lost 1/3 his army and big, dumb beast to the frozen mountain passes.
Big, dumb beast? The war elephants were highly trained. 13,000-pound, 11-foot ancient tanks. The ancient tanks would rip through the measly shield walls of the Romans' ranks while raining a barrage of iron-tipped arrows. Even your later emperor stole our tactic in your civil war 100 years later.
Yet that vast army was unable to take the city of Rome.
Hannibal occupied Italy for the majority of 15 years.
Yet that vast army was unable to take the city of Rome.
Never before had the Romans faced such shame and defeat.
Yet that vast army was unable to take the city of Rome.
Stupid Roman! Do you not have any other words?
As always, Rome would prevail. We initiated a draft of 80,000 soldiers to attack Hannibal directly.
All in vain. Hannibal's crescent-shaped lines encircled the poorly trained draftees and defeated them in one single battle. Hannibal then made Capua the new capital of Italy.
Indeed, another victory for the Carthaginian scum. We enlisted Scipio Africanus to command the remaining forces. We took our tactics back to the sea and got off Hannibal's supply routes directly. Hannibal took so much time ravaging the countryside and terrorizing the inhabitants. He never created a new nation. Hannibal may have been a great general. He was no leader. His lack of leadership and ability to govern the infrastructure of a nation made him stay dependent off of reinforcements and supplies from Carthage.
Romans afraid of land battle. Typical cowards.
Hannibal was a coward when he ran back to Carthage with his tail between his legs.
He was merely following orders. The Carthaginian government recalled him and his undefeated veterans.
No matter the spin you put on it, Rome was able to bring back order and peace to the land, and would go take all the land surrounding Carthage. Carthage became scared and asked for a new treaty.
This 15-year occupation was unfortunately too expensive to continue. Our campaign ended in failure. Yet again, the greedy Romans demanded too much. We're forced to give our entire fleet and 10,000 talents every year for 50 years.
It was obvious the Carthaginians did not know how to manage their own affairs, so Rome willingly obliged. All their allies abandoned them, so we decided to be their friends.
This 50-year friendship destroyed our economy and cut us off from the rest of the known world. After our obligation was complete, we believed we were no longer under the weight of the treaty.
Those silly Carthaginians made a poor assumption and started to rebuild their military structure. We are not going to take such a risk.
We were merely trying to defend ourselves from the Numidian invaders.
That's what you want us to believe. We assembled an army and voted our Senate to eliminate the Carthaginian threat. This marks the beginning of the third and final Punic War.
You mean the mass genocide of an entire people?
Sometimes daylight and civilization, a few sacrifices have to be made.
You call the slaughter of 300,000 women and children a few?
Don't exaggerate, we struck 50,000.
To become slaves, and then you burned our city for 17 days.
Ah, that was fun. Yes, yes. The destruction of such infestation causes very thorough. Punic Wars will remain a triumph for the Roman Republic.
You mean tragedy. Slaughter people is never something to celebrate.
The Roman Republic expanded, spread light to a dark road, created a giant system of roads, invented many things still used to this day. A triumph.
Carthaginian was utterly destroyed and oppressed for over 100 years by the Romans. A whole culture of art and peaceful trade in one of the first nations founded by a queen wiped off the face of the earth. A tragedy.
I believe such things are determined to the eye of the beholder. One people's triumph
Is another people's tragedy. We leave it to you to decide if this 120 years of conflict was a tragedy
or triumph. Thank you.
Thank you.